Hi, this is Mimi from Mimi's Paper Crafting. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to put together a little file folder album like this one. I made this one like 3 years ago, maybe. I don't even know. Hold on, let me see if I can find out when I made this, because it's been a while. Oh no, I closed it. I closed my TikTok account where I found it, but it's like three years ago. This is it. This is the little file folder journal. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to put one together. Now, I'm going to tell you, like, here's all kinds of little things in here. I am not a vintage fan these days. Not a fan. I used to love vintage and I don't anymore. That's just me. Like, you do you. And I'm only going to show you, this goes up like this. I'm only going to show you how to put the journal together and not show you how to decorate it. And here's why. I just stopped a video because I don't have it in me to decorate. So I've already made this video. Yep, I already made it, and then was like, I don't like where this is going. So I threw away the project and started over. And because of that, I'm gonna tell you, I don't think I'm happy with where I was going with the decorating. So I am going to, these are just file folders that were trash. These are trash file folders. I'm just going to trim them down because I do not need the tops. So I'm just going to trim them down. But yeah, these are trash ones. They were found somewhere. I have no idea. So there we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of them, and cut them down to size. These are about 11.5. So I'm going to cut one down to 3 inches. No, 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut a piece at 2 inches, and then I'm going to go down to the 5 inch and cut another piece. So I have 3 different size pieces, and then I'm going to take these pieces and cut them in half. Okay? Right in half on the score, the natural score line of the file folder. I'm just going to cut it right there. Okay? And we're done with our trimmer. We don't need a trimmer anymore. Well, I might need it to cut off. Are there any little edges? Yes. I'm going to take out my smaller one and trim off the score lines. Okay, there are still score lines. You can't see them. I mean, I don't think you can. You see that little thing there? We want to get rid of that. So I'm just using my little trimmer and trimming off. Well, that did not trim straight. Let's trim it straight, shall we? And getting rid of that, so we have a smooth piece to work with. Okay, then we need our other file folder. So we have 6 pieces of file folder in 3 different sizes, and now we have this one. This is our main journal. Okay, folio, whatever you want to call it. So this is 11.5 inches about. It was about 11.5 inches. So we're going to find our center using this Tim Holtz centering ruler. I'm just going to find the center. And then I'm going to make a line all the way up like so. All right, then we're going to open this, and I'm going to, where's my, there it is. I'm like, where's my beginning of my ruler? We're going to cut in 3.5 inches. So I'm just going to make a mark at 3.5 inches in from, let me move this, 3.5 inches in, I'm just going to make a little mark, okay? So a little mark on the front and the bottom at 3.5 inches in. You see those little marks? It's right there, okay? Then we're going to take a scissor, all right? And we're going to cut to that mark and stop. Cut to the mark and stop. Hopefully, see, the other one I tried to do vintage. Where is it? I threw it away already. I was very annoyed. And I was not happy with it at all. So I was not happy with it at all. Yes, it is very reminiscent of the original one I made, but like I said, that's not my style anymore, and it was really kind of annoying me. So all I'm going to do is take the folder and fold it in. The other one, I tore the edges. I don't want to tear the edges on this one. I think that was another thing that annoyed me. While I did it on the original one, I don't want it on this one. Okay. And then we're just going to flip and do the same thing. Fold the edges in. Like so. So we have these two, but what I think I'm going to do is take this one and fold it on the inside, like so. So this will be, the back will be blank. So this will be the front, and then when you fold down, this will be. You see that? Okay. Now, you're wondering, what are we doing with the other pieces? Let me get a drink and then I'll tell you. Oh, I needed that coffee badly. Also, if you decide to get this Stanley, I think it's the, I don't know what the name of it is called. It sucks. Okay, I've been down here for an hour. Little over an hour. Just a little over an hour, and my coffee's ice cold. This is an insulated, it's supposed to be insulated. It's supposed to keep your shit warm. Cold. Don't buy one. Alright, now we have all these pieces, and what we're going to do with these pieces is take them and I'm going to fold down one little section, and this will be where we attach. Now this one has the natural, if you see the two scores, I'm just taking the bottom score line and folding it over. So we're just going to take these and fold them over, and these are our little pieces that we're going to need to attach them to our journals. Okay? And the last one. Now, if you want to add more, grab another file folder and do the same thing that we just did. Cut it in 3 different sections, and then cut those sections in half, and you can have more. So what I think I'm going to do is add one of them, which means, right here, we're going to add one to flip like this, and then I think I'm going to take one you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to cut this guy in half. Let's cut him in half. Okay? You can do whatever you want. I'm giving you the basis. Let me fold down so I have a spot to attach it before we cut it in half. Okay. So now this is at 7 inches, so we can cut it to 3.5. Nice. That was a nice even number. That was accidental. What I want to do is put this here and then put one here on this side and one here on this side. See that? That's how I want that to look. Alright, So that's where we're going to put these. What I recommend doing is figuring out where you're going to put everything before you move on to the next. So I think I'm going to do one of these up here. I'm going to fold it in half. Okay, I'm going to fold it in half so you can have one like this. Okay, and then I'm going to take another one of these and I'm going to fold. Can I fold it in half or do I have to fold it? Yeah, I'm going to fold it like so, not exactly in half. I just want it to curve over this nicely. So that'll be our front. So we'll pull this open and it'll show like this. And then this will flip over. And this one will open up and then this one can flip over. Okay? We will go through it again. And you know what? Maybe I'm thinking, should I ink these so you can see them better, but ink them in a color? I don't know if I'm going to decorate this. I want to figure out what paper I'm going to use. Hold on. I know it's March when you're seeing this. Maybe. It might be later than March. I don't know. It is February right now. It is February 12th to be exact. And I film ahead, as you know. But I have a lot of summer paper. A lot of summer paper. So I think I'm going to find an ink that'll go with this. All right, here is my ink. So I could either go with a blue, this blue. I can either go with Mermaid Lagoon. Oh, look at that. Perfect, right? Or picked raspberry. All right. Or cracked pistachio, which is not my favorite. I think I would go with the Lucky Clover instead. Picked pistachio is not my favorite. This does not. Oh, that does go in there. That's old paper. Okay, so I think there's a lot of pink, so I think the pink would work best. So I'm going to go with the pink. Okay. And then I just need a handle. All right. There we go. So that's the ink I'm going to go with. And this is what I'm going to go with for decorating. So I'm going to ink these before I put them in, is my point. So you can see them very easily. This will be the back, and I'm going to leave the back blank, which means I have these two that will go in here. So I'm going to use this smaller one first and fold that up. Then I'm going to pause and ink everything and then we'll put it all in, okay? And then we're going to use this bigger one here, close this up, and I think I'm going to fold it about there. And my other one, I tore everything. So everything got torn. I'm not going to do that. I think that's one of the reasons I was not happy with it in the one I just made. I'm going to ink these and then I'll be back and put them in and show you how to put them in and you can see how it comes together. Okay, everything is inked and taped. So let's start with the front. That's these two pieces here. So I'm going to start by adding in this smaller piece, and I'm going to do it at the bottom. Now, if you're going to ink, you ink before you put everything in, okay? Ink before you put everything in. It makes it easier to ink everything. If I could get this tape off, that would be fantastic. And then we're just going to add this in a space on the opposite side of the fold line. So this will still fold over and then it looks like that. So now we're going to add this bigger piece, and we're going to do the same thing, but on the other side, up at the top. You can put your stuff wherever your little heart desires. Once again, I'm going to put it on the outside of the score line, so everything still folds. So this will fold like this will fold like this, and then here is our front cover. Then it folds down, and I'm going to put these two on, and these two will get put wherever I want to put them. Once again, I'm just going to put them somewhere. So I'm just going to pick a spot, match it up to the edge, and there we have a flip, a flap, whatever you want to call it. We're going to do the same on the other side, and then we'll put the bigger piece in, the other piece in. If I could get these. I'm telling you, like, it's just so, with everything being so dry since it's winter, my hands, even though I moisturize constantly, are so dry. And I can't, and then playing with this kind of stuff also dries you out more. I used to work at Kmart back in the day. Yeah, Kmart, okay? So I worked overnights stocking shelves, and the Kmart I worked at was one of only 2 stores that still had an overnight crew. But I learned about paper drying you out from that, because cardboard will dry you out, man. Your hands will be rough after a shift of opening cardboard boxes. Alright, now I'm just going to turn this so I can see, and I'm going to put this up here on the other side of the score line so it still folds closed. And we're going to burnish these down, and then it looks like that. Okay? And then we have this side yet. So we have these 2 pieces. I think I'm going to put the big piece on the bottom inside this time, because I did the big piece on the top outside on the front. So I'm just going to do the opposite. And if you want, now's a good time to put a magnet here. Okay? If you would want to put magnets in, it's a good time to do that now before you would go through and cover everything up. I'm just going to put this down in any spot, wherever's calling to me. And that goes like that, and then we're going to have this one here up at the top. Okay. And I think I'm going to put it down a little further this time. I think I'm going to put it right here. Like so. Okay. So it looks like this. And it looks like that. And this is your little journal. Folio? I don't know what you would call this. I called it a journal in my original TikTok video. So it opens like this. And this is how it opens. Okay? And then you pull it down, and it opens this way. And up here, it opens this way. And then the back is blank. I believe on my original one, the back has an envelope on it. But you can do whatever you want. Now I think what I am going to do is put a magnet here. So let's get our magnets. I'm running out of magnets. I'm going to have to get more. And I'm debating. I'm debating if I get ones that are already sticky or not. And the debate comes down to me being cheap. Okay? Let's just face it. Let's put right here. That looks like a good spot because it'll be covered easily with paper. Okay. I used magnets in a project yesterday, I believe. And I lost one of the magnets. I still haven't found it. I don't know where it went. All right, and then we're going to put a piece of tape down this way. And since these are not sticky, I have to make them sticky. So we're going to do that. I don't know why I did it like that. That was a mistake. No. What was I thinking? I don't know. Put your magnet down first. Then put the tape on top of the magnet. Okay. There we go. And then, so we don't lose our magnets, just going to put tape over top to keep it in place. Okay, so there we go, magnet. I could do the same for over here, but this is going to be closed. This one was just flopping around too much for me, but this will be closed. But should I put a magnet here to keep it closed? I don't think so. And I don't think one up here either. If I did, I would put a magnet here to here to keep this part closed. But I don't think so. This one I just wanted, yeah, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to leave those be. But that's it. That's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you make one of your own. If you do, let me know. Also, if you want to see me decorate it, I don't know when I could get to it and when I could, I'll probably end up decorating it no matter what. The thing is, and this is what I said in the original video when I was filming the original one earlier that I got messed up on. Sorry, I need some moisturizer. You guys don't, a lot of times people will watch video 1 but not watch video 2. So I will do second parts and a lot of times they don't get watched. So to me, it's kind of pointless to waste my time on a part 2 if no one's going to watch it. However, what I'm going to do is I am going to put these two things aside. I'm going to put all of this off to the side, and in a month, it'll be like a month before you guys even see this video, but within a month, if when this airs you want to see this decorated, I will decorate this journal for you guys. So I'm just going to put all of this off to the side so it's all in one space, and I know this is the paper pad and the ink that I used, and I will decorate this journal if you really want me to decorate the journal on camera. If not, everything will get put away and I won't think about it again. Okay? So, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this video and shown how to make a very easy, this is like the easiest file folder journal that you can ever make. It's so simple and it makes such a good impact when it's decorated and all ready to go. You've seen it, it's right here. The original one, look how good it looks. It gets nice and chunky, it's fun. You can decorate it any way you want, and yeah. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed, the like button, and I will see you guys in the next crafty video. Thank you so much for joining me and have a great rest of your day.